Happy Getaway Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, here is a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. YouTubers, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening on the radio on 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, on 105.1thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or you just ask your smart speaker to help me say goodbye to the Blazers season, use the Fan text line. It's 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Use the chat. Use the text. Share your thoughts. Ask questions. Solicit advice. Or answer me this, dear listeners. Who is the best second baseman in Major League Baseball right now? Casey?
His name is Cole.
Have you been watching 22-year-old Cole Young so far this season, this road trip, this afternoon?
Not this afternoon, but I've seen it so far this year.
It is on fire. Road trip in St. Louis, then to Minnesota. Just wrapped up the getaway game against the Twins. Cole Young in the top of the ninth. Mariners down 3-2. Just a little 2 RBI single to take the lead and ultimately win the game. Cal Raleigh added a sac fly later in the inning. They end up winning 5-3, win the series against the Twins. They have the entire road trip, or so in the entire series, you had 8 hits for Cole Young. I'm sorry, 8 RBIs for Cole Young in the Twins series. And the St. Louis series combined 11 for 22 on the road trip. Pulling up WAR, he is your best defensive WAR player in baseball. He is number 4 total WAR across all position players. Follows Kevin McGonigal, who is a rookie for the Tigers right now, if you don't recognize that name, Matt Olson, and Yordan Alvarez. Number 4 in baseball.
Those guys are pretty good.
Is Cole Young. It's not bad.
It's a great start for the kid.
I mean, it's fantastic. And to have an experience like this, kind of a full circle moment. I was actually looking at the game last night. Target Field in Minnesota is where I think it was his first experience on a major league ball field. He was 11, and he went into some competition. What do they call the stupid thing that he was doing? So he was out there for the pitch, hit, and run competition. That was at Target Field when he was 11 years old. Also the first Major League Baseball experience for Josh Naylor. He played in the MLB Junior Home Run Derby at Target Field when he was 17. So it was a full circle moment this weekend. Mariners get the win against the Twins in the series. They got the sweep against the St. Louis Cardinals. So you have a 5-1 road trip. Where does that put your Seattle Mariners? Right back to 500, man. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And this is kind of crazy. Through the first 3 weeks of the season, I think everybody knows that the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Mariners were struggling. Cal Raleigh, he just got the sac fly that he just hit was at the wall, and it was Byron Buxton jumping into the wall. But he has 7 home runs now in the last, I think it's 12 games. That's pretty good. Julio only had 3 doubles yesterday. That's pretty good. So he's heating up a little bit. Josh Naylor, through the first 3 weeks, was the worst player in baseball. He was the worst. He had the worst hitting WAR in all of baseball. He has turned it around. The Mariners have turned it around. They're
by
back
far
to 500.
the coolest celebration for a home run yet this season.
Ooh.
Did you see it?
I don't know if I did see it. Was this one yesterday?
I think it was the one yesterday.
Okay, I was listening to it. I did.
Faded away into the right-handed batter's box and throws the bat straight up in the air and pimps it. It was impressive.
I love me some Josh Naylor. I did not see that yesterday. Yesterday's game, I was keeping an eye. I was listening to it on the radio, and I was keeping an eye on it. But we had a lacrosse practice yesterday, so I did not watch the whole thing. And with the East Coast or Central Time start time, did not get to see that. I will have to pull that up. But this team is rounding into what we expected them to be. Right now, if we were to get into some All-Star voting, your starting second baseman is probably Cole Young. And I did not see that coming. This has been fantastic. So far, so good. Back to at least even. Pick up in May with a 500 record. That is pretty dang good considering where they started. Speaking of things that are pretty dang good, I've got two of them. One, we forgot to announce it yesterday. We have a winner of our Take Your Pick. It is Justin McLean. So Justin went out and won it. He got 13 of 15 games right. He was 2 ahead of everybody before we even got to Monday. I should have announced it yesterday. I get so caught. There's so much going on. It feels like this week and last week and the week before that I missed it. I apologize. Justin, we will send out an email later today with the new pick'em, and you'll have my email so you can let us know if you can make it tomorrow to pick games with us. Congratulations to you. Dominant performance over the weekend. And then, of course, the other thing to be excited about. June 23rd, Fan Golf Classic. It's presented by Toyota. It's at Langdon Farms Golf Club. Foursomes are on sale now. You can choose between the morning and the afternoon round. We are in the single digits for afternoon rounds available. We are close to getting to the same spot with morning rounds, so you need to get on and sign up soon. It's the most fun day of golf. Activations and tastings around the course. The infamous Angels Envy Bourbon Par 3 6th. All the hosts are going to be there. Dirt and Sprague, Danny and Patrick, myself, Isaac and Souk will be posted up, heckling and admiring your shots. Head to 1051thefan.com. Click on the Fan Golf Classic logo for more information and to sign up. Fan Golf Classic is presented by Toyota. It's also brought to you by Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson and Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Mastro Dobel Tequila, Your Neighborhood Restaurant Group, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, A Legal Mezcal, and Window Nation. You should be there. You should be there. You know who should come out? Portland Trailblazers. They have nothing better to do. Exit interviews tomorrow, and then it's sayonara.
1, 2, 3 Cancun.
You can say what you want to about the game, about the series. I've said it for a couple days. It's kind of what we expected. Here's what we should probably look at in this. Spurs are damn good.
Yeah, they are.
It's not fair that you start to make a little run and, oh, yeah, we have De'Aaron Fox, and he's just going to go out and shut everything down. Any hopes, any dreams that you had of a comeback, we've got an absolute stud. Just go and drop 13 fourth-quarter points and just shut down any hope of a Game 6. They're deep, man. Some of their role players that you may have not known the names of coming into this, Vassell and Champagnie. Dude, they went out. At Wemby, we knew. Stephon Castle, I hope we knew. He was Rookie of the Year last year. But I think you see how good he is and how much control and command of everything that's going on he has. You forget about De'Aaron Fox sometimes. Like, that was one of the two primary only pieces that led Sacramento to that run
Light the
when
beam.
Light the Beam was a thing. And then he comes here and it's like, what is he, your third or fourth, fifth best player?
Third.
But still, but he does it. You don't have to be there in every moment. Neither does Wemby. I mean, we talked about this all year, at least on this show. Victor Wembanyama didn't play 40 minutes a game. He didn't go out there and have to be the be-all, be-everything.
What were the Blazers going to do when Victor Wembanyama was on the bench? That was the question.
Well, that was a question, but I don't think that was a fair question because the Spurs team won without him. It's not like he was out of the game and they fell off a cliff. This is a very good young roster. Dylan Harper may have showed that he's one of those guys that you'd put there right there with De'Aaron Fox. There's a lot of dudes on this team. We know that it's a well-run organization because we think very fondly of the Tim Duncan era. They have not won a playoff series since 2017. I know it's been a rough patch for the Blazers. 2017 was the last series victory for a team that won 5 championships this century. That's a pretty long dry spell. Oh, how did they get all these pieces and add it up? I know that luck and ping pong balls had a lot to do with it, but they were down and out for quite a while. They went on a long playoff drought. They went on a longer playoff winning drought, and they're back. And I know that it's not fair that they have all these players, and you don't. I'm sorry. They were not all given to them by the draft. They got guys that were drafted that are outplaying where they were their draft position. You've got guys that are living up to their draft position, and you've made some trades along the way that has made this team really, really good. You still see Popovich showing up at practices, sitting there on the sideline. I like Mitch Johnson and his composure that he seems to have on the sideline. I can't admit that I've watched every one of their games, but this is a team that as the wins kept adding up, you had to keep an eye on, and you had to kind of give them their respect. 62 wins is a ton.
That's a big team.
You had 42. They're 20 wins better. They probably should have swept you if not for a faceplant from the long, strong, down to get the friction on Wembanyama smacking his face into the floor. That guy plays hard. He is not supposed to be that agile. He is not supposed to have that much touch. He's not supposed to shoot free throws. He's not supposed to do a lot of things at 7'4" that he does physically. He's also a guy that could probably coast, and he doesn't. He just goes out there and he plays like he's mad at everybody. He has no respect. He's mad that he's not the MVP. And they haven't even announced who the MVP is. And he's mad about it. It's kind of crazy. That team's going to be fun to watch, but I'm not writing them into the title just yet. I want to see it play Oklahoma City.
Still got to get through OKC.
But I want to see it. I'm ready for the next round. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the different options are for whoever they face of what you do about the Wembanyama problem and what you do about these multiple young guards and wings that can attack you from every angle. It's a really, really good team. And the Blazers, they're not. They're an okay team. And they're a better team than they were last year. There could be a lot of mix-up for the offseason. I'm not going to pretend that I have any idea what Tom Dundon's plan is.
Sitting back and watching.
But he has said that he wants to win. He's uber competitive. His hockey team that he owned has been nothing but good on the ice. And if he does anything close to that with the on-the-court product that you see from the Blazers, I don't know why we don't got to give the guy the benefit of the doubt, but no T-shirts. Calm down. Calm down. Your team got better this year. Isn't that what you want? That you see a little improvement? I don't know. You can sit there and whine about it. Oh, this guy's cheap. Unbelievable. I can't believe that they're going to put folding chairs in the arena and it's just going to be in a warehouse. Calm down.
Who's going to coach?
Nobody. They can't afford anybody. They're going to have to get some high school coach. It's probably going to be me. They're going to look at my resume and go, oh, man, you coach lacrosse and first and second grade girls in basketball? How much can I pay you? $20? Yeah, get out there. $20 a game.
If you need a scout, I'm here.
Get out of here. You tell me that he wants to be competitive, but he doesn't want to pay for what it costs for a coach. Just mellow out. Just sit back, enjoy the rest of the postseason. There are some very good basketball teams. Magic Johnson is sending apology letters to the 76ers because he thought they were done. They came back and had a great game last night. So there are other teams in the NBA. If you are a basketball fan, sit back and enjoy the rest of the show because it should be good. If you're just a Blazers fan and you're not a sports fan, most teams lose every year. 30 teams in the NBA, 29 of them end their season with a loss or by not making the playoffs.
And the Blazers played above expectations.
Isn't that what you want? It's a long haul. It's a hard thing to win a championship. And I'm sorry you didn't win it this year. Ready to move on?
Let's do it.
Let's do some in case you missed it, shall we? In case you missed it, the NCAA basketball tournament is set to move to 76 teams and will create a massive 12-game, 24-team first four event spread across 2 sites. For anybody keeping track at home, the first 4 will be 12 games. The Big Ten has 18 teams, the Big 12 has 16 teams, and the Pac-12 will soon have 8.5 teams. If you ever needed proof that college sports has nothing to do with education, just look at their math. It is abysmal.
8.5?
8.5? Well, yeah, they'll have Gonzaga for basketball, and they'll have 8 teams for football. Have you not been 8.5? Is that not 8.5? Hell, look, the Big East and Atlantic Coast conferences are so bad at geography they didn't even try counting. That's how bad things are. Honestly, the conference names are so inaccurate now, I'm just waiting for the SEC to rebrand as the Superior Ethics Conference. That's the only... No? I like that one. In case you missed it, Rams GM Les Snead defended rookie QB Ty Simpson after the prospect falsely told the media he hadn't met with coach Sean McVay. He said that Simpson was just trying to follow the team's strict gamesmanship orders to hide their draft interest, but he accidentally carried the lie into the post-draft press conference. McVay has to be excited about the Rams' succession plan. Here's a head coach that loves trying to deceive defenses, and the Rams' succession plan is to go from Matthew Stafford, famous for the no-look pass, to a kid with no clue how to lie or why he's lying. This is going to be... I think we just put the countdown clock on right now for when Sean McVay will be in the Monday night booth. I think that's all we can do now. That's not great. In case you missed it, following volunteer minicamps, Deshaun Watson has reportedly taken the inside track over Shedeur Sanders to win the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback job. I cannot wait for the announcement that Watson, a guy returning from 2 Achilles tears that averaged less than 200 yards a game and has gone 9-10 in 19 starts since 2022, will be their Week 1 starter. I am just glad I'm not the one that has to massage those numbers in the press conference. No? Is that too obvious? Watson has been so bad, I am not joking about that. The spell check on my show sheet literally wants to change Week 1 from W-E-E-K to W-E-K. E-A-K. Do you know how bad you have to be for Clippy to think that you suck? That is, I mean, come on. That's... Do you remember Clippy?
I do remember.
Yeah, he hates Deshaun Watson. In case you missed it, the Ravens just signed undrafted QB Diego Pavia to a 3-year deal, and things might be a little awkward in the film room. A clip recently resurfaced of Pavia claiming that he was a better college player than Lamar Jackson. Look, Lamar was ridiculous in college, so that's a tough take. But I'd say it's time that I would say that it's time for Pavia to eat some humble pie, but considering he's never lost a playoff game, technically he's already the more reliable postseason option for Baltimore. So maybe the college thing is wrong. But
Have you seen the video of what Diego Pavia was doing on draft night?
No.
I'll send you that one as well.
Diego Pavia he's already the most exhausting NFL quarterback, and he hasn't even done anything yet.
Took a trip to Magic City, if you know what I mean.
Did he? Yeah, good for him. Who's the guy that was golfing, and then Diego Pavia is doing this?
Caden Weegen, Iowa receiver.
Making it
Go
rain.
Steelers.
Yeah. Is his NFL mentor Johnny Manziel? Is that what's going on? I'm not kidding. And finally, in case you missed it, notoriously tough big man critic Shaquille O'Neal just gave a massive compliment to Victor Wembanyama, calling him, quote, the first perfect big man. Shaq routinely roasts centers for being soft, but said that Wemby is, quote, a joy to watch. Say what you want about their season and the way it ended last night, but I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've heard a national voice say they actually enjoyed watching a Blazers game. So we've got a joy to watch. All right. Thank you to our studio audience. At 2:30, we're going to play the fun game we call the Subtext. We'll listen to press conference audio and try to dissect what the players, front offices, and coaches were actually saying. But right now, we need to take a look at the Seattle Mariners road trip. A big loss for the Seahawks, making a cut to a franchise legend. What's going on with the Red Sox, and a look around the NBA. It's the Daily Buzz. We do it next on the Fan Happy Hour. This is 105.1 The Fan. Well, little day baseball action following a 7-1 victory last night. The Mariners show up early at the ballpark and get a 5-3 win thanks to Cole Young, best second baseman in baseball through the first month of the season. He had a little 2 RBI single back up the middle on a broken bat, scores 2 in the top of the ninth to take a 4-3 lead. Cal Raleigh adds a sacrifice fly RBI to make it 5-3. Munoz gets in 3 up, 3 down, and the Mariners finish their road trip 5-1. Casey, you just sent me the Josh Naylor celebration from his home run last night. He might be not just my favorite Mariner, but my favorite baseball player, considering all the things that he has done. I don't know if you watched him steal all the bases that he was getting over the weekend.
Yep.
He is the 5th slowest player by StatCast in Major League Baseball, and he is out there talking to his team and going, hey, guys, if I can do it, you can do it. So he has changed the entire tenor of this team. This was the worst hitter in baseball through the first 3 weeks. He has turned things around, which has turned around the Mariners season, but things going very well for your defending Vetter Cup champions right now.
The Buzz.
The Blazers season has mercifully come to an end. There was a block at one point during the game from Victor Wembanyama that was so brutal against Eni Advia that they flashed to Wembanyama's father in the crowd, and he almost felt bad for the Portland Trail Blazers. Say what you want to. I know a lot of people have gone from bad game to bad series to bad team to bad franchise, bad season. We have new bad ownership, and they need to just get rid of the team. Don't worry, they're already going to get rid of them out of Portland. Everybody calm down. They outperformed what they were supposed to. Things are not great right now, but the team is improving. Just wait for the offseason. Just mellow out if you can. That would be fantastic. The Knicks have a dominant victory over the Hawks last night. The 76ers get a bounce-back game against the Celtics. Joel Embiid looked like the MVP caliber player that we've seen at times. This is, 19 days after he had an appendectomy. He didn't look great in his return last time, 2 nights ago, but looked pretty good in this one. And now you've got series that are at 3-2 in favor of the Celtics and 3-2 in favor of the Knicks. Those ones should be fun. Tonight, you're going to get more NBA action where you get the Magic, who have a 3-1 series lead over the Pistons tonight. That's a 4 p.m. tip. And then you have the Raptors, who bounce back to even the series after falling down 0-2 again in the games in Cleveland. And then, of course, the Rockets and Lakers wrap up the Wednesday night action. The Lakers have a 3-1 series lead in that. Couple guys that you're going to keep an eye on. Franz Wagner is a game-time decision. Actually, it's listed as questionable. I should say that. I thought it was a game-time decision earlier. The last update I saw, it was questionable. If only you had another Wagner that you could put up. Oh, wait, they do. Kevin Durant is doubtful with his ankle injury that he has. He's only played in 1 game, and that was a Rockets loss so far this series. So, a few Game 5s going on tonight.
The Buzz.
Red Sox season not off to a very good start, and things may have gotten a little bit worse. Garrett Crochet has not been good. He's got a 6.30 ERA in his first 6 starts of the season. He previously allowed a career-worst 10 earned runs against the Twins. And say what you will about that, but it didn't look good for Luis Castillo on Game 1 of the series either. So, Twins may be better than we thought they were. But Garrett Crochet is going to go on the 15-day injured list and will miss a good chunk of starts. Hopefully the rehab gets him back to where they need to be, because Boston looks rough right now.
The Buzz.
And speaking of looking rough, Shohei Ohtani's ERA jumps from .38 all the way up to .60 after a 6-inning outing where he allowed 2 runs, 9 Ks.
What did I think you were going to say? At least 1 point something?
No. He is pretty good. Interestingly enough, he is trying a new strategy. Second time this season where Ohtani has gone out there and pitched without hitting. The Marlins got the win, though. 2-1 victory over the Dodgers.
The Buzz.
What else do we have here? Oh, the Seattle Seahawks. Let's go ahead and talk about a big big news story. I don't know if you follow many clickbait sites or if those headlines ever pop in. Whew. NFL veteran cut by the Seahawks. Major impact player being pushed aside to make room for new rookie. They cut Cam Akers. Can we please calm down with this? You know how many carries Cam Akers had last season in the NFL? 1. And it was with the Vikings. He ended up on the Seahawks roster at the end of the year.
I thought he was still in Minnesota.
No, he ended up on the Seahawks roster at the end of the year. 0 carries in 0 starts in 3 games that he's even listed on the game log. So, yeah, not a giant move. But when I saw the headline, I'm like, what are they talking about? Who did they get rid of? Is George Holani out the door? They're not cutting Zach Charbonnet. He's got an knee injury, but no, Cam Akers, please, everybody calm down with that.
The Buzz.
And finally, in the NFL, Justin Simmons, safety with a career 32 interceptions, 666 tackles, 71 pass defenses, 5 forced fumbles in 134 games, is going to be retiring. He's decided to retire as a Denver Bronco. That is, I think, all that I have. Let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we're missing.
This sports update is brought to you by Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. A great spot for any occasion, and don't forget, you save 10% on your Butcher Shop order when you dine in.
Real quick.
Menus and more at laurelhurstmarket.com.
Sorry, real quick, didn't mean to cut you off. Nice energy coming in on that.
Thank you, sir.
That was great. Oh, I'm going to get steak tonight.
First on the fan, the NFL has distributed crew assignments to referees this week amid indications of continued progress towards a deal on a new CBA agreement with the NFL Referees Association. However, the assignments did not include any of the replacement officials the league has onboarded and vetted in preparation for a potential lockout.
So what you're telling me is they're putting the real guys' assignments out there. They're expecting to have this resolved before we get to even the preseason, or is this just for regular season games?
I think this is for all of
I love it.
preseason and the CBA does expire on May 31st, and both the NFL and the NFL Referees Association has declined to comment.
Well, I am optimistic that they get something done because I think the league has to recognize that's one of the things that I'm constantly impressed by is even with the new ABS system, there's been a couple bad calls and they're easily overturned. But the more I watch sports and you realize when you get down to these calls how good these guys actually are, the new rules to assist with it are getting faster, so the reviews and the replays, the ABS is lightning quick. Yeah, these guys are too good. Just make sure that they're there. Pay them what they deserve. If the WNBA, who felt like they were miles apart, could figure out the deal that we should have a season starting just over a week, can figure it out.
It already started.
I think you can figure that. The preseason is tonight for the Fire. I know that. Their first game is May 9th. I guess I don't know the full.
I know the Fever have already played their preseason.
But their regular season's about to start. So that's where it really... I can't count preseason here, Casey. But they got it figured out. You can get it figured out. Please and thank you.
And for more sports scores and stories in 60 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour.
be our quarterback. You know more than me.
We're getting to the hot stuff quick, Cam.
Hey, I'm here, man. I don't know what Aaron's going to do. If he wants to come back, I'd be more than happy to, spend another year learning from him. But if he doesn't, I'm ready. And, I know I have to be. And I know they're excited, but, I just got to attack this year like I'm going to play, like I'm going to be the starter. And, I mean, you gotta attack every year like that.
They are setting you up right now.
They sure are.
Hey, man, we not about to be mad about because our damn quarterback is ready. Like, he said everything that I want him to say.
That was Will Howard on Cam Hayward's podcast. As you could hear the crowd chanting QB1 behind him.
Yeah.
Lock in, folks. Get ready. It's time. Will Howard era is here. Thoughts?
Yeah, Will Howard is hedging his bet, though, too, saying that, in case Aaron, I just got to be ready or whatever. Oh, he does not want Aaron Rodgers back at all.
No.
The problem is the franchise tends to have a bit of a disconnect because they always see that great Aaron Rodgers at his peak, and somehow that guy has cast a spell on team after team after even sticking around with the Packers, and somehow has magically put the league in a trance where they think that this guy is ready to win another Super Bowl, and he hasn't been close. So I know that you're a Steelers fan. I know that we have a few Steelers fans out there listening, I'm sure. I hope you get Will Howard. I would rather have you start Drew Aller if he goes out and wins at camp. But I hope, against all hopes, that you do not end up with Aaron Rodgers. But I hate to say it, I feel like that's probably going to be your day one starter.
Don't you dare.
It's just a feeling I have. It's not a good feeling. It's a kind of a queasiness, a little gassy. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah, there was a lot of players that we liked, but when you do look at it, I think the thing you liked about the body of work is, let's make one thing clear. This is Matthew's team. And you get a chance to be able to address, the backup quarterback. We've got Stetson. We've talked about the importance of Jimmy. So to be able to add somebody that you can evaluate a body of work where he was asked to play the position and a lot of things that do translate in terms of concepts, reading with his feet, some of the different things in the drop back in the play action game, the movement game. So there's a lot of things that Coach Grubb did that's very similar to kind of how we operate. So it made it an easier evaluation to be able to kind of say, all right, what would that look like if you did translate it to our level?
Well, it's Matthew's team.
If I could say one thing about his body of work, let's be clear, it's Matthew's team.
I love it how then he also goes, yeah, we're going to have him working in with Stetson Bennett and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo has not decided whether or not he's going to retire, but he's welcome back. That's going to be a crowded quarterback room. How bizarre. I mean, that is Sean McVay trying to cover all his bases in case this guy ends up being terrible. Now, I know that there have been guys that have had a little bit of success, not necessarily drafted 13th overall, but with next to no or no college starts. I mean, look at what's his name, Matt Schaub. Didn't he 0 starts when he went to be the backup to Tom Brady and ended up Matt Castle. That's a guy I was thinking of. But Matt Castle, 0 college starts, ends up going to the Patriots. But 15 starts for Ty Simpson is not very many. He sat 2 years behind Jalen Milroe, who the Seahawks tried to put in a couple gadget plays at the beginning of last year for and went, nope, never mind. Pretend we didn't do that. Just ignore what you saw here.
You didn't see this.
Sam Darnold would be just fine.
Curtain
I
was supposed to be closed.
don't care if Sam Darnold leads the league in turnovers. We're not putting in Jalen Milroe again. That's a guy Ty Simpson sat behind for 2 years. So I don't know what the development plan you think you have going on, but if I'm looking at the resume correctly, and I think that I am, Sean McVay did not win until they went out and got a very well-established NFL quarterback, because even Jared Goff couldn't be turned into a guy that could win a Super Bowl for him. So Ty Simpson is pretty wet clay right now.
All right, this is interesting.
Bro.
Carefully.
He looked like me on draft day last year.
He does. He does.
Hey, I'm glad I'm out that division, bro. I'm glad I'm out that division, bro.
I'd rather get him than play against him.
Oh, my God.
And the fact that it's like the very next pick. Like you guys were up on the clock. And
I even told him, I said, I'm coming to get you.
Hey, bro, you know
How
what?
did that? Caleb Downs pick. How does this make you feel that he's going to be on the Cowboys?
I got to play against this thing again.
You call him a thing. He's so good. He's a
Bro,
thing.
he's good, but he's very good. He's very good. Bro, he's very good. We all got him number 1. He's very good.
That was Malik Neighbors talking about newly drafted Dallas Cowboy Caleb Downs, sitting right beside Micah Parsons, who, if you heard it, he's very glad he's not in that division anymore. But how do you think the rest of the locker room in New York is responding to their draft?
To the Giants responding to their
Giants
own draft?
Yeah, Giants drafting Arvell Reese and then Francis Mauigoa.
I don't know how well any of these guys know each other. I mean, I think that moment right there, you have a wide receiver talking about a safety. So they obviously had battles head to head. Do the wide receivers in college football know how good offensive and defensive linemen are? Do they recognize that? I think the guys that go up and play head to head. I remember the Micah Parsons draft and all the stories about him going up against Kyle Pitts. There was a story that just makes me laugh every time you hear it. It was so good that the Micah Parsons in a high school all-star game was playing tight end. And the only time that he had ever been laid out, and the reason that he decided to switch to defense instead of offense, was when linebacker Kyle Pitts came up and just planted him in the turf. So stories like that where you have guys playing positions that go head-to-head in the game, that to me is a lot more interesting. You need to have size to win in the NFL. You need to have depth. The thing about Caleb Downs is maybe he was head and shoulders the best player in college football. All of those guys play in the NFL now. That the way that people stand out on a college football field, even when they're on one of the blue bloods and they're playing on a team that gets 5 guys, 6 guys, 7 guys drafted in the first round, whatever it is, they still stand out on a college football field because not every opponent is going to stack up with the caliber of talent that Ohio State has, that Oregon has, that Alabama has. When you get to the pros, everybody does. And so I'll be interested to see. Caleb Downs is supposedly the smartest player in this draft. He is.
Again, the Ed Reed comparisons were thrown around. And if you're going to throw around a comparison, you compared him to the greatest athlete that's ever played the position.
And
that's special.
It is. And his numbers are good. They're great, what it is, but he's not the biggest, baddest guy anymore. He may end up being a great player, but the difference between Ed Reed being the best safety in football for all those years, and who was second? Troy Polamalu?
Polamalu, Bob Sanders, Sean Taylor.
But that is not a big drop-off, I guess is my point. And those other teams won Super Bowl. There's a lot. See how you see what you just did?
Oh, I could go down the rabbit hole.
That's my whole point. So you made it for me, which is like, yes, he was the best. Now, what's the drop-off between the second best safety in college football last year? It's a small time window. There's only a handful of teams that get to showcase guys like that. The best guys in the NFL, not only are there a lot more of them, they play a whole lot longer. And they get better, and they learn the game every year. The best players get better every year. And maybe Caleb Downs becomes one of those guys, but you get put in the wrong spot where you don't have the right defensive coordinator and you don't have a good defensive line in front of you and you don't have an advantage at most positions on the field, it's going to change the way things go. I'm not saying that he won't be good, but I'm saying if he ends up not being the best player on that defense or in that division or whatever it is, I wouldn't be terribly surprised.
Who is the next safety taken in the draft?
Who was the next safety taken?
Dylan Thieneman went to the Bears.
Oh, there you go.
So, again, if we're going to make that comparison.
Yeah. Well, and
a little bit of a drop-off.
You end up in the right spot, though. You can end up having the better career. I'm sure Ed Reed playing behind a linebacker core and a defensive line that they had in Baltimore made him a little better at his position.
For sure.
Yeah.
John Henry is our owner, for those that don't know. And there's a picture of the Red Sox team store with a bunch of Yankee stuff in there. Are you kidding me? I am looking at you, John Henry. I'm looking at the Red Sox ownership. You have Yankee stuff in your rival team store. Like, this is a joke. It's a joke. It's a awful look.
That was just a rant from a good old Boston fan.
Sure.
Well, about a week ago is when the Yankees played the Red Sox. Well, the Boston Red Sox, they sold Yankee gear inside of the Boston Red Sox fan store inside of Fenway. How do we feel about rival teams selling the other rivals' merchandise?
I think it's unacceptable. I mean, this is something that I have experience with. My wife is a 49ers fan. I've mentioned that on these airwaves many a time. We fell in love in April, and I'm sorry, I did not know as a Seahawks fan. I found out later. It was too late. It was one of those things that I couldn't control. But for years, when we were dating and when we first got married, we would try to go to both Seahawks 49ers games, which was a ton of fun. We would go to San Francisco, where she lived for a while, and we would go to the 49ers game. We'd see all of her friends and hang out in the city and have a great time. And then we'd go to the Seahawks game, which was an excuse to come up here. We were living in Vegas or LA. We lived in different places. But we would come up and see my family, which was great for her because then we'd be like, oh, it was so nice to see everybody. But we got to go to Seattle. So she loved seeing the Northwest, but without being inundated by my family for the entire trip. So
everyone loves a good Irish goodbye.
So it wasn't an Irish goodbye. It's like, hey, we got tickets. We'll see you later. And sometimes other people in the family had tickets or whatever. So we would go to both games. Well, we had a friend from when we lived in Vegas, and he decided that he would come to one of these games, and he did not have a team. So we made a bet. The bet was
winner gets the guy.
Exactly. But we went to, this was, for some reason, it was the second time we went to Old Candlestick and Monster Stadium to watch the game. We had gone to a game in October, and I can't remember who they were playing or why we were there, but it was like 30 degrees. We were frozen to the bone. So then we go to another game, Seahawks Niners, in November. And so my wife and our friend both bring beanies and scarves and big puffy jackets.
Everyone's ready to be bundled up.
I'm the only one that brought a hat with a bill on it. It ends up being sunny and like 85 degrees. So everybody's shedding stuff, and we're sitting on the end zone where all of the sun is hitting us directly. And our guy did not have a hat. So he's sitting there, and he's like, I need to get a hat. Goes up to the concourse looking for a generic hat, anything that doesn't align him with it. There was not anywhere in the stadium that he could find anything but a 49ers hat. So he bought the 49ers hat, said he would give it to my wife if he didn't do it. Then he wears this stupid hat the whole game, jinxes the Seahawks. He becomes a 49ers fan. And so that is the order of operation that it should be, is if you go up and you need a hat and you're a Yankees fan and you're at Fenway, you should have to buy a stupid Red Sox hat and give it to some kid on the way out of the stadium. That is what no matter how hard you try not to buy a Red Sox hat, the only hat in the stadium should be for the stinking Red Sox. That's what I say. How dare they? If somebody needs a hat that bad for the Yankees, they can go across the street and spend their money in whatever stupid store not directly affiliated with the team, even though it is, and they just don't tell anybody. But you should have to go across the street.
There you go.
That's what I say. All right. Hey, let's do one more for the road. This one genuinely is a send-off for a Atlanta Hawks former team executive. We will send him down the road, and to the clink, we'll tell you why when we wrap things up. This is Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
The new
right, Casey. If anybody out there needs it, will you provide them with the podcast, or do they have to go to 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, or the Odyssey app? Will you take care of it if they call in? Just read back a transcript of it for them?
Oh, I'll read them the transcript. It'll take a while, though.
Fantastic. Well, there you have it, folks. He's offered. Right now, though, let's read some of the text messages and YouTube comments that we need to address before we move on.
Got most likely a 49ers fan in the chat. They said, glad you did a good job of marrying someone better than you, Luke.
Whoa, there you go. Hey, that's all you can do, you know. I mean, you got to marry up. And, you know, the 49ers, you know, when we got married, I guess the Seahawks had still yet to win a Super Bowl. The 49ers had 5. And now the count is getting a lot closer. Seahawks have 2, 49ers still have 5. So it's nice that, you know, they have stagnated. And, you know, I have become, you know, the better half. So, It's all evened out.
Man.
When I got married, for sure.
Ebbs and flows.
For sure. I married up when we got married. But, I mean, if you look at the last almost 20 years, next month, 20 years that we've been married. And the Seahawks have been dominant. I mean, they've been way better. Way better.
You hear that? You're the prize, Luke.
I am now. Anything else we need to address, young man?
That's all I got.
Let's do... Well, this is truly one for the road. This is a happy trails to Lester T. Jones Jr. He is an ex-Atlanta Hawks vice president of finance. He is going to be sentenced, or has been sentenced, to more than 3 years in prison for embezzling $3.7 million from the team. So this was a guy that was working his way up in the front office, got put in charge of the finances for the Hawks, and spent nearly $100,000 at Saks Fifth Avenue, $80,000 on trips to the Bahamas and Thailand, $115,000 on a diamond ring, $22,000 on watches, concerts, all these things added up to $3.89 million, and he gets 3.5 years. Congratulations and happy trails. Big thanks to everybody that was listening. A big thank you to Lowercase. And, of course, thank you, Isaac Rupp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.
For life is quite absurd.